de când tu înveți limba română și cine ți-a fost de ajutor?
Okay. I've started to learn the Romanian since 2 months. Two months. Because...
Da, de ce nu spui asta în română?
Da, spune în română.
Ok.
Am început.
Ai început ca învață limba română.
Să învăț.
Să învață română. În 19 februarie.
Pe 19 februarie. Pe data sau?
Pe data, da.
Pe 19 februarie, da.
Da.
Adică de 2 luni.
De 2 luni, da. Pentru că în Franța nu știam dacă familia mea vorbește în limba română sau în limba rusă și în Franța eu am început ca învață limba rusă și nu era limba română.
A fost foarte greu să faci tranziția de la limba rusă la limba engleză, la limba română.
Pentru mine eu mă gândesc că este mai ușor că învață limba română pentru că este limba latină și
da.
Limba română este mai este mai mult similaritate între limba franceză și limba română decât limba rusă și aici eu învăț română singură pentru că nu am un profesor în Moldova, la Călărași.
Da, dar poți să discuți cu noi, poți să discuți cu alți tineri.
Este un lucru important că eu
discut,
că eu
vorbesc,
discut, că eu vorbesc cu voi, pentru că cum eu lucrez, de exemplu, toate zile cu copii care vorbesc limba română, că seara eu vorbesc cu tine, cu familia ta, este mai ușor și câteodată când eu am terminat la lucru, eu merg la bibliotecă și pentru că acolo am întâlnit o persoană care nu vorbește limba franceză, dar
care înțelege.
Da, nu în nivelul în franceză nu e foarte bine, dar cu ea eu discut multe și când eu am întrebări, eu pot. Deci nu este formal lesson, dar este bun pentru mine. Și câteodată, de exemplu, la Chișinău, când eu revin pentru weekend, câteodată, nu mereu, dar câteodată este posibil că eu întâlnim profesor de limba franceză și acolo eu învăț gramar, pentru că cu familia ta, cu la centrul, eu învăț cu ora, dar nu am reguli. Deci, și așa eu învăț.
Ai încercat să citești cărți în limba română sau?
Eu am...
Ai încercat? Did you try to read anything?
Eu încerc că citesc cărți și este mai ușor când este carte pentru mici copii, pentru copii mici, pentru că povești nu sunt complicate.
Tell me about your experience in Moldova and how did it happen in general that you choose Moldova to come?
I'm volunteer thanks to my studies because I'm a student in France and I do university. With my studies, I had a choice between Moldova and 2 other countries, and I chose Moldova because this country is very different of the France, and the culture is very different. Moreover, the fact that Moldova is perhaps less developed than the France is interesting for me, because in France sometimes I think that persons pay more attention for material things, and for me it is not really important. So I would like to do in other country without with less this importance with material things.
And what are these differences that you saw when you came here? You told me about cultural differences.
Yes. What an example of difference between culture?
Yeah.
Okay. The first difference that I've seen is with the foods, because in France I didn't think before to come, but we eat always at the same hour, and for example for the breakfast we eat always the same thing.
In France?
Yes, in France. For me and for a lot of persons it is in that way. And here at the beginning, when I was in your family, it was very strange, because for the breakfast we can eat foods with sugar or with salt. So it is one example of difference in the way of life of all the day. And another difference it is in the traditions, because I have seen a little bit the Pascale in Romania.
Da, Paște.
And for me it
Easter.
was Easter, yes. And for me it was funny, because in France we celebrate this with eggs in chocolate, and I was surprised when I see that in Moldova it was with eggs of I don't know in English, but Guyana in Romula.
Alright, but how was for you to change your schedule, and how do you adapt to Moldovan life? What feelings did you have?
For my adaptation?
Yeah, for your adaptation.
Yeah, at the beginning I was a little bit afraid about my adaptation, because I'm alone as volunteer in Călărași. All the other volunteers are in Chișinău, and I have not a mentor. I didn't know the Romanian, so at the beginning it was difficult, and with the time it was better, because I'm in your family, and when I need I can ask questions, and you help me. For example, at the beginning when I had my problem with the phone, your father helped me. So for the life of all the day it is not very difficult, and for the center.
Înțelegeți ce vorbești? Sau nu? Înțelegeți, da?
My work at the center. I had the same problem at the beginning, because I didn't know what I could do at the center with children, and with the time I did a lot of observations, and I need to I have started to propose some activities. So now it's better. And for my adaptation with the Romanian, today I'm not able to speak in Romanian very good, but I can.
You can express yourself.
Yes, I can express me. So yeah, with the time it's.
What do you think about your relationship with Moldovan people?
With Moldovan person?
Yeah.
Okay, I have a good feeling because when I need of something in the main in the majority of situation, people help me. For example, one day I was lost in Chisinau, and one person showed me. Came with me at the place where I looked for. No, it's not correct. Yeah, I think that the persons in Moldova are very friendly because, for example, when I need of an information, in the most of cases I have this information. And it is the fact that I'm in a host family is very interesting because in that way I can discover the way of life.
Bine așa. How do you feel about people with disabilities before coming to Moldova?
Before,
How do you treat them? How do you treat? Cum i-ați tratat? Cum ai tratat persoanele cu dizabilități înainte de a veni în Moldova? What impression did you have about them?
Before to come in Moldova,
Dai prea departe. Parcă mai aproape. E bine așa? Da, vorbiți.
I didn't have a lot of contact with disability children, so I didn't have friends with disabilities, so I was not very concerned of their problems. And when I'm in Moldova, I realize more the problems that they have, and it is very interesting because with my study, I learn how we can teach with children, but with in the traditional school, and the fact that I'm in contact with disability children, I can learn different way of teaching with them. So
Communicating.
of communication and you can't work in the same situation. When, for example, when the children have a physical disability, the difference is not very important. But when I work, for example, with Vadim, who have a disability, a mental disability, it is a very different. So I learn when I work here.
Wasn't it weird for you to see like the roads here, or see the villages? Because some foreigners, they say that when they go to the village, they are like back in the 18th century or something like that.
Can you repeat your question, please?
Wasn't it weird for you to see like Moldovan roads, Moldovan villages?
The comparison between
compare. Because some foreigners, some people from other countries say that they're going back, they're turning back to the 18th century when they come to Moldovan village.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, for me, it's. I think that it is a good thing that I'm in a village, because the atmosphere is very different of Chisinau, and I think that in this village I'm alone as volunteer. So I have
in this town.
In this town, yeah, and and in that way I have more contacts with local persons. And when I'm in Chisinau, it is more in order to do tourism, in order to do tourism, in order to meet other volunteers.
I know that you was traveling through Moldova during the Easter vacation.
Mm-hmm.
What are the most beautiful places you have seen?
I prefer Larova. It is in the north, near of Saarnaș and Tsepova, because it is a small village, and we feel the life of this village. It is not we see animals, we see persons who are working, and you have the Nistru as a river. So
Nistru.
it is I think that it's a village dynamic, and the sea, les paysages, the sea.
Pejzażul. The seeing.
The seeing are very beautiful with the river, with the animals. So I prefer this village, but it is because it was for the holidays. I can't imagine to live there because we have we haven't a lot of possibilities in order to work. So it is just for holidays.
Why can't you imagine to live there?
Where I can imagine.
Why can't you imagine to live there? Why? Why? De ce? De ce?
Why I can't imagine?
Yeah.
Yes, I can't imagine because the life is very different of my life in France. For example, in this village, there is a lot. The main jobs is linked with agriculture. And for me, I would like to work in the statistics or in the teaching, so I think that it will be very difficult to do this. And I think that I prefer to live in a town bigger because. For example, when I would like to go in a cinema, if I live in this village, it would be more difficult. So no, for holidays, for 1-2 weeks, but not for my life.
What do your family think about you coming here, and do they miss you?
Mm-hmm. My mother understands me because. She would like to be volunteer, so and she likes discover culture not with the museum, with monument, but more with the contact with person. So we have the same mentality and the same motivation. So she was a lot of worried because I'm her daughter. So I think that it's normal, but. She thinks okay, it's a good experience for you to go in Moldova, and for my father it was not the same situation because he didn't really understand why I wanted to be volunteer. He told me, but why do you want to do this? You will not be paid and. You are good in France. Your situation is comfortable. So why do you want to go in Moldova, where the life will be more difficult for you? And I have a lot of explained, but I think that this reaction is the reaction of a father because he was frightened because I'm alone in Moldova and he don't know this country, so I think that it is just because I'm her daughter.
How Moldova changed you?
How
this experience changed you?
For me, it's difficult to tell how I have changed because I don't know. But for example, the last week, I met my boyfriend and. he told me that yes, I've changed. For example, in the past, it was more difficult when I spoke with persons that I didn't know, and here I have to speak with a lot of persons with I don't know. So the first contact with a person is easier for me. I win in assurance, and he thinks that now I'm more mature.
Mature.
Mature,
Correct.
yes. Because when I'm here, the gestion of my money, the transport, to speak, I'm alone to do all that things, and he thinks that now I'm more mature. But it is his opinion. For me, I'm not very concerned that I've changed because it is with the time.
What is the most beautiful memory about your
In
staying here?
Moldova?
Yes.
I don't know. Perhaps it is the contact with a teenager in Maloveta because
Malavata.
Maloveta.
Yeah.
Because the first day that I was in Moldova, I had to present me for a seminar, and I met this teenager who is a future volunteer in Denmark. And when she saw me, she was very happy because I was French. I'm French, and her dream is to go in France. So the evening we have slept in the same bed, and before to sleep, we have a lot of we have a lot of spoken, and we have spoken about her culture and my culture a lot of time, and the fact that she was French, it was easier for me to understand what is her culture, and it was a very good memory because I knew this person for just one day, and we have spoken a lot of about her life, my life in France, our precedent experiences, our future, this culture, my culture. So it is exchange very interesting, very rich. Yeah.
Okay, thank you very much.